How's it going, everyone? It's Ethan here at eTrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Kuat Transfer bike rack on the back of our 2022 GMC Sierra. This is a 2 bike rack version, but there is also a 3 version available. This is a platform style bike rack, and it is capable of supporting 2 bikes up to 40 pounds with our 1.25" adapter like we have here. But if you have the 2-inch hitch version, it's capable of supporting up to 60 pounds. The 3 bike version also is capable of supporting up to 40 pounds like we have here. But I like this bike rack a lot because it does hold our bike primarily with this wheel hook here. Doesn't make any frame contact, so if you're using a carbon frame bike, there won't be any potential to damage it. As well as alternative frame bikes, you're not going to have to worry about getting something like an adapter bar for it. This bike rack also has a lot of accessibility features, including this widened out area here so you can actually get really up close, or you can make contact with the foot pedal, holding it by the actual frame itself and tilt it away. With our GMC Sierra here, you can get some distance out of your tailgate, and you could probably get behind here and reach in and grab some items that you might need, but it does eventually make contact if we let it. So it's not something that you're going to be able to actually sit on your tailgate and change your shoes or anything like that, but it does give you some room. Now, tilting it back up, it's pretty straightforward. Again, grabbing it by the frame, it'll click again, and then we can go ahead and start getting our bike removed rather. Starting with this back strap, instead of our hook, set as our primary point of contact. Just release the lever, come up here, you see this button on the end, push that, pull it up, tilt it away. The arm does extend quite a bit over the way down, and you can just lift it up and off. Now that we have our bike off, we just fold this mast back and replace this strap here. Now's a good time to point out that these back cradles do indeed swivel, which will let you accommodate a wheelbase of up to 50 inches. Additionally, these cradles support 3 different sets of tire widths, all the way up into including a fat tire bike. But if you do get a fat tire bike on here, you're going to need to purchase the fat bike adapter kit as well. Before we go ahead and get some measurements, now's a good time to point out this lock core is integrated on the back. The cable locks are included, but they're not actually integrated on the bike rack, but that is a nice feature. Going ahead and grabbing some measurements now, starting with how much distance we're going to be adding to the back of our vehicle in this position. Comes out to 37.5 inches, so in this position it does stick out quite a ways. Before we fold it up, we're going to go ahead and get our ground clearance. The bottom of these cradles is probably going to be the point that we're going to be making contact with. Comes in at 22 inches, so on our Sierra it does stick up quite a ways from the ground, so ground clearance isn't something that I would be worried about. To fold it up, you do also use that foot lever, and it does condense things quite a bit. Our new measurement from the bumper to probably the foot pedal comes in at 15.5 inches, so that shortens things up a lot. One of the reasons I do like this bike rack is because it is so open in the middle of it. If it's hanging on the back of our truck like it is, these 2 backup cameras are obviously going to be partially obstructed, but there is a lot of view area in between there. Now, as far as your license plate goes, it will probably cover it from certain angles, but for the most part, it's pretty visible. Your taillights are also fully visible as well. As I mentioned earlier, this is the 1.25" shank version, using our 2-inch adapter sleeve fitted into our 2x2-inch receiver tube, held in place by a pin and a clip. So it is secured. If you look back here, there is an anti-rattle bolt that is a security wrench as well. So people can't just come up and take this off. They will actually need a specialized tool to do that. That also keeps everything secure. Overall, I think the Kuat Transfer is a really solid entry-level bike rack. I think it's going to let you get 2 bikes pretty much where you need to get them. And I like some of the accessibility features, and especially on the back of the truck with the backup camera. I like that it has that open area. But overall, I think it's a really solid fit on our 2022 GMC Sierra.